We came out of Hartville. We took Z Highway just north of town, and then we took a right on E Highway. We've gone a few miles on E Highway, and we just pulled left onto the gravel easement road that'll lead you to the property. You can see 3 mailboxes on the right, and we're going to take a left. This is a long, straight easement road. And we're actually fairly close to the property. I'm going to set the trip meter here so we know exactly how far it is. It might get a little bumpy because I'll try to keep this fairly quick. But this particular property, it's got a nice long private driveway. It's got a fairly good sized cleared building site, which is absolutely private, out of sight from the road completely. And it has frontage on a pretty little creek, which you'll see in a minute. So we went north onto this gravel easement road, and we'll go about a quarter mile, and we'll come to a Y in the road. We need to go left at that Y, and that's coming up. Okay, so we've gone a quarter mile. Now that the road has a Y, we need to stay to the left. And we're actually fairly close to the property already. Excellent area for hunting. I've had a lot of people tell me they've had seen a lot of nice deer out here, and turkey. The road kind of curves to the left, and the property's going to start on the right. I believe there is a post or a stake somewhere that showed the boundary. It looks like it was just right back there. So everything you see on the right side of the road, and we'll come up to the private driveway in just a moment here. A mud puddle here. And this, I believe, was designed as a circular driveway, but at some point someone had a pile of rock delivered there, creek gravel. So the driveway is no longer circular. That pile may or may not be there. Okay, so now we're pulling into the property. I said the pile may or may not be there because it may end up getting used on this driveway or someone else's driveway. So if it's there, it's yours. If it's not, it's not. Now this private driveway winds back to the right. There's a small opening right here, which could be a great place to park if you didn't want to drive down the rest of the driveway, because it does go down a little hill. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. I would definitely recommend either a truck or an SUV, something with a little clearance. This could get rough or slippery after it rains. It certainly is bumpy. And the further down we go, the more private it gets. I wouldn't normally be going 15 miles an hour, but in the interest of keeping the video short, I'm going a little too fast here. Maybe a lot too fast. And now we're getting down to the actual clearing. Okay, I'll pull over to the side and I'll just leave this running and we'll walk around a little bit. So this is the cleared spot. Easily big enough for a home or a cabin or to park your RV. This is completely private. And then the best part, in my mind, is that just over the edge, you've got this beautiful little creek. Creek or spring, whatever you want to call it. It's running water and it's very pretty. Undoubtedly, someone will ask me if this is a year-round creek. And I can tell you that we've been out in this area many different times over the years, and this has always been running. That doesn't mean it will run, but every single time we've been out here, there's been water in this. This is a little spring-fed creek. You'll see some little minnows. Super, super pretty. It actually goes around the corner there. I don't know if I can get there from here, but I'll try. So if you've been looking for something super, super private, this property actually has a drilled well on it. The gentleman that was here had a generator, and he used the generator to run the power to the well. As far as I know, there is no pump right now. It's just a drilled well in the ground. I don't know how deep it is. I don't have any information on it, but he was using it successfully, running a generator. Beautiful property. It's so peaceful down here. It's gorgeous. Big sycamore tree there on the left side of the bank. I'll go back up and keep this running, and we'll just walk around that building site for a minute. The gentleman that owned this previously moved to Alaska, and he traded this back to us. So there was someone living out here. This, I guess, would be the drilled well. There's a pipe, some kind of spigot. Oh yeah. And there's a well. I have no idea how deep it is, but I'm gonna drop a rock and we'll see. Here we go. Sounds pretty deep. Use your own professional opinion. We have no knowledge of that well, other than it's here and there is water in it. Try to put this bag back over it. Oops. There we go. I know the video is getting a little long, but I wanted to walk around a little bit. You'll see that there's some different corrugated pipe that were buried. I have no idea what that's about. I have no idea if there's a septic system or what's going on with that. I can see some trenches here. You'll find a lot of mid-sized timber, 10 and 15-year-old timber, 20-year-old timber, and there are a few mature trees as well that are 40 or 50 years old, but mostly younger stuff. Now, I didn't even know this clearing was here. This is kind of new to me. Interesting. This looks like he was digging out to do a foundation. So if you happen to like this building site up here, it's already excavated for some type of foundation. Okay. I'm trying to get a few different angles. There we go. So I see we're at 10 minutes, so I'll cut this off. But kind of a unique property. If you've been looking for properties for a while, you know how very hard it is to find something with live water. Not only does this have the live water, it's got the drilled well, it's got the super private cleared site. I mean, you could set up your home or camp down here and just be totally secluded. Yet we're only about 10 miles out of Hartville, which is a small town, but it's the county seat, and it has a couple restaurants and gas stations and that kind of stuff. So that is the acreage with the well and the creek in Wright County, Missouri. So this is the really cool little spring on the property. Comes out of the ground right there, and someone has built a little rock dam. There's a couple clean out pipes coming out of it. It's been super dry, and that is full of water, and actually it's flowing. It flows down into the creek. So this is cool. It's got this actual walkway that someone's done with rocks and concrete, and it goes right back up, or I should say it comes off, I guess. Comes off the road. I don't know what's up with that little building, but if you've looked for a property that has a real authentic spring, you know they are extremely hard to find. There's a little trash left over, maybe from when he was building this wall. Super cool though. Live water spring coming right out of the ground, and goes on down here about 50 feet and feeds directly into that creek. You can just see that creek there. Super cool.